Payments. If you are struggling with paying off your student loan, if you are past due, Nationwide Student Loan Relief can now restructure your student loans. We can get your student loans out of default, stop any wage garnishments, stop harassing collection calls, even eliminate your student loan payment. If you can't afford your student loans, or if you're past due and you need help, you must call right now. We will restructure your loan or your money back, and that's a guarantee. So call the Student Loan Hotline right now. 800-949-8707. 800-949-8707. 800-949-8707. 800-949-8707.
All right, welcome to the show. Fifth Street Soccer, Sports Byline USA, SB Nation Radio Networks, and a big hello to everyone listening on American Forces. It's wonderful to be with you. I'm Nick Geber, and this is Fifth Street Soccer with you each and every weeknight from 6 p.m. Pacific Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on these very same networks. And what a big day today we had in football, global football. The UEFA Champions League draw was announced today, and it was a good one. So we're going to take a look at the draw, see who's playing what, see how the various groups fleshed out, and give you an early look at some favorites. Plus, we're going to jump online and look at one of our favorite offshore books, and we're going to tell you where the great values are right now in betting for the UEFA Champions League. All right, that's what we got on store for us today. Find us on the web at fifthstreetsports.com. Find us on Twitter at Fifth Street Sports. Find us on Facebook, where we are broadcasting on Facebook Live, by the way, along with this radio broadcast. You can find us at facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk. And finally, we are on YouTube, and there you have it. You can call us in the studio, 800-878-PLAY, 800-878-PLAY, if you'd like to sound off, if you have something to say about the matches that we have coming up. About another month before the Champions League kicks off. But these are it is great when you see the groups and you can start to work out who's playing what, where, when, and how, and why, and who the favorites are, and is there a group of death? That's what I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to suggest there's probably not one, not two, and maybe three groups of death. That would be Group I of death in this iteration of the Champions League. As there are some really strong teams. And interestingly enough, some really unusual teams, some teams we haven't seen in European football for a long, long time, in European tournament football. And we'll talk a little bit about all of those as well. So don't go anywhere. This is Fifth Street Soccer on the Sports Byline USA, SB Nation Radio Network. Once again, I am Nick Geber, and you can find me at 800-878-PLAY in the studio. It was great to talk to some Man United fans last time around. If you're a fan of any of the teams in the Champions League, let me know. Spurs fans, where are you? Let's hear from you about your Champions League draw. United fans, let's hear from you. Talked about groups of death. Wow. And Man City, did you guys get easy or what? Well, we'll analyze it all when we come back. Right here on Fifth Street Soccer.
And now, Valero's summer vacation driving tips. Keep these ideas in mind as you plan your journey. A good tune-up may be just what you need for safety and peace of mind. Simple maintenance can prevent a dangerous and expensive breakdown on the road. If possible, take turns driving or grab a short nap. It can perk you up and allow you to be more alert while driving. Don't wait until you see low fuel to get gas. You don't want to get stuck in traffic or on a deserted highway with an empty tank. And now, a word from Valero.
We've all got places to go, from work to play. Morning to night, it's go, 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 and then go some more. We go for music, movies, workouts, and checkouts. It's quite the busy little schedule we've got going. And we need something to keep up with it all, to keep up with life on the go. That's where Valero top-tier certified quality fuel comes in. It keeps your engine running cleaner, better, and longer, so you can get right back to going. Find a station near you at ValeroCleanGas.com.
Attention to anyone that's written a book or wants to write a book. The process is not that complicated. Take a first step. Even if you write a page a day, you'll build momentum and your book will become a reality. The hard part is getting it published. That's when you need to call Page Publishing. They've got hundreds and hundreds of thank yous from different new authors, just like you. They make the process of publishing your new book and getting it sold online a simple process. You can learn how simple it is right now by calling for your free Page Publishing New Author Submission Kit. One quick 3-minute phone call, that's all it takes to get free information and learn how you can get your book published. Pick up your phone right now and call us 24 hours a day at this number. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. 800-603-0885. That's 800-603-0885.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1780. 855-325-1780. That's 855-325-1780.
All right, as I'm busy texting away, welcome back to the show, Fifth Street Soccer, Sports Byline USA, SB Nation Radio Network. I'm Nick Ebert. You know, one of the problems of having a cell phone is the bloody things run out of battery all the time. Do you find that problem, Andrew? You have that, yeah, definitely, yeah. By the way, I'm talking to Andrew, our intrepid producer. We can bring you on the air if you want to see him. We've worked this thing. By the way, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, obviously, because primarily this is a radio show, but we do broadcast on Facebook Live and YouTube. So if you'd like to check it out and see us in person, in the flesh, so to speak, well, not really in the flesh, which is
digital
probably
flesh,
the digital flesh, which is probably really good for everybody, trust me. You can do that, and you can do that by visiting us at facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk, or you can find us at youtube.com/Fifth Street Sports. So, anyhow, Champions League draw was today, and it was a good one. Really was. It was really the draw itself, the actual event, the Eurotrash event with Spanish players, because that's the only people ever. Players that play for Spanish teams with the odd guest from some other place are the only people they really care about. But on the whole, it was a Eurotrash recognition, more of Real Madrid with Luka Modric and winning this, and Cristiano Ronaldo winning that, and blah 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 blah. Mo Salah not winning, but Luka Modric did win the Player of the Year, and I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. I don't know who the Player of the Year is versus just having a great season. I'm not quite sure what makes that differentiation. He had a great season. But Andrew, do you think he was Player of the Year?
He won the Champions League, went to the finals of the World Cup, and was critical. Was a critical component of his team for both. I think he deserves it. I think he deserves it. Didn't Cristiano Ronaldo win Goal of the Year or something like that?
I think so, yeah.
Complete. That's a joke. I mean, that Gareth Bale bike from the Champions League final should have been Goal of the Year. I think that's a little too. That's
a great point. I didn't think about that. That was an unreal goal.
Insane in a final.
In a final.
I mean, the stakes are as high as they get.
And if they'd had like a goalkeeping gaffe award,
Karius would have won it.
Loris Karius should have had it, right?
Yeah.
Who's now, by the way, at Galatasaray after having been shunted off from Anfield to Turkey. And I'm wondering how much of a footballing Neverland that really is. I mean, look, the Ali Sami Yen, which is, I believe, where Galatasaray play, is a bit of a hothouse, so to speak. I mean, it is one of the most electric and high-pressure atmosphere stadiums in football. And I believe that's what it's called, and you'll forgive me if I'm wrong. But I'm just wondering, if you're Loris Karius, he's a young guy, he's German, he's hoping to make a real impact for Germany, and he gets bundled off. He loses his place to Alisson, which, other than the fact that he lost his place to a tall Brazilian man with a woman's name and also the name of one of the greatest Elvis Costello songs ever written, should make him think twice about his future, I think. Don't you think, Andrew?
Absolutely. I think that's just the way the game is, though. I mean, you make a huge mistake at the highest possible level in Europe, which is arguably, the highest possible level for the club level, at least, in the world. Yeah, you're definitely going to get shipped somewhere else for having a game like that. Concussion or not. I mean, look, as unfair as it is on the guy, it's almost there's a certain point where that is gonna the events that transpired that day are gonna follow the club to a certain degree, right? I mean,
it's the bad juju.
It's you just bad.
You got to get rid of it at some point.
So I mean, no doubt he got sent to pasture for
I mean, it'd be like having a goalkeeper being replaced by a guy whose name on the back of his shirt was Ozzy, who everybody called Crazy Train. Go for that, right?
I mean,
Alisson replaced him. Great goalkeeper, and we spoke on the last show. I believe we had Nick Webster on talking about Alisson and how he's already really earned Liverpool 2 points already with that big save that he made that would have cost them the win, and instead they would have had the draw, which would have been 2 points. And that's how big a goalkeeper can be for you. And what's interesting to me is there's no bigger goalkeeper, no more important big game goalkeeper for me than David De Gea. And it's really interesting to see that not even David De Gea can keep United in these games enough, because defensively they're just so unbelievably poor. And that's not a reflection on De Gea, who, in my mind, for me, is the best goalkeeper in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, there are others that are great, don't get me wrong.
Absolutely, but he's definitely he's top three without a doubt.
I think he's top one. I think he's top one. I cannot think of a goalkeeper in recent memory that has done as much to earn his team points, than David De Gea has. A big game goalkeeper, just the guy you want. If there's a guy, look, if Alisson was worth, what do we say? What do we sign him for? 70 million?
Yeah, 70-something million.
What's David De Gea worth? Okay, he's older. Is he still worth 50?
Goalkeepers last a lot longer on the age spectrum as well. So I mean, the older they get, generally, the more seasoned, and in turn, the better. I mean, you could look at Casillas, who his career at Madrid lasted how long? Pepe Reina. I mean, the guy was 35 or something by the time he left Liverpool, or maybe I could be totally wrong. But goalkeepers in general, much older. A lot of times the good ones, the seasoned ones, are the much older player. Karius, to his credit or discredit, is young. So I mean, it's no surprise that he was didn't have a great Champions League to a certain degree, if we're going back to that. But anyways.
Well, let's get to the Champions League, shall we? We have, about 3 minutes? So why don't we take a look at the groups? Group A, Atletico Madrid, Borussia Dortmund, Monaco, and Club Brugge from Belgium. So you got a Spanish team, a German team, a French team, and a Belgian team. Group B. Well, folks, if this is not a group of death, I don't really know what is. Barcelona, Tottenham, PSV, who are on their way back to the Champions League, and Inter from Italy, Inter Milan. Internazionale. That's a tough group. Obviously, one would expect Barcelona and Tottenham to emerge from that group, but you never know. If you look at the early odds makers are putting Barcelona and Tottenham through 1 and 2. By the way, folks, if you like to have a little punt, a small bet, this is a great time to do it, because a lot of the lines have not changed yet on the Champions League. And I'm going to explain to you exactly what I mean by that. If you're not a betting man or woman and you don't know what that means. And obviously, as the situation on the ground, as the sitch changes, the odds change. So, if you have a team that's a minus 105 favorite to win, and they have 2 critical injuries, well, all of a sudden, maybe they're now a plus 110 dog, right? That's how it works. So, clearly, the early futures betting for the Champions League was up in the air because nobody knew what the group stages were going to be. Well, what I finding out today, and this is time sensitive if you're watching and listening to this program, it's a great time to get on and place a bet because a lot of the lines have not yet moved in response to the Champions League draw, which I find absolutely incredible. Now, if you go to the European books, they will all have moved. They will move within seconds of that being done. But if you're here in the United States, you can go to some of the sports books in the casinos. If you do bet offshore, particularly in Costa Rica, some of the bigger sites there, you can find out that those lines haven't moved that much, at least not yet. So this is a absolutely terrific time to put in that little punt. All right, it is time for a break. I'm Nick Geber, and along talking with Andrew Geber, by the way. That is my son, in case you don't know it. He's also the producer of my show. 800-878-PLAY, 800-878-PLAY. Great to be with you on Fifth Street Soccer, Sports Byline USA, SB Nation Radio. Find us at Facebook, facebook.com/Fifth Street Sports Talk. Find us at Twitter at Fifth Street Sports, and find us on the web, fifthstreetsports.com. Well, 3 minutes. That's how long I'm going to be away from you. So when I come back, I certainly hope you are here with me. Be right back after this.
Want to fly somewhere? Looking for cheap flights or cheap tickets? Then call. That's right. Call the low-cost airline travel hotline now for prices so low we can't publish them anywhere. Low Cost Airlines has all kinds of cheap travel deals. Fly domestically and save up to 75%. You can even fly internationally and save even more. Yes, fly anywhere in the world and save a lot of money on your plane tickets. We'll even save you money with cheap travel deals on hotels, rental cars, even complete travel packages. So don't book your tickets until you call us first for the absolute cheapest prices on U.S. and international airline tickets and hotels. Call right now for prices so low they can't be published. Travel experts are here 24/7 to help. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. 800-754-4531. That's 800-754-4531.
If you or a loved one is suffering from a physical or emotional condition that has left you unable to work, then listen carefully. Take this number down. 800-593-7491. That's 800-593-7491. When you call, you'll speak with a Social Security disability expert and get a free evaluation to see if you may qualify for disability insurance benefits from the U.S. government. That's right, a monthly cash payment paid directly to you from the Social Security Administration. Whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied disability benefits, call now. The disability attorneys at Pinnacle Disability can help you build your case, file an appeal, and represent you at no upfront cost to you. Don't wait another minute to see if you may qualify for your Social Security disability benefits. Call Pinnacle Disability Group at 800-593-7491 for your free case evaluation. That's 800-593-7491. 800-593-7491. Call now.
Pedro Fernandez here. You might know me as the host of Ring Talk Live Worldwide, but this time I'm here to talk about that four-letter word everybody dreads. Pain! If you have back pain or knee pain like I do, hey, you should know about the Health Alert Hotline. I'm talking about if Medicare is your primary medical insurance, and guess what? You can qualify for a back or knee brace or a shoulder brace for little or no charge. Anything to help me with the pain, hey, it makes it more manageable, gets my attention, folks. I love the free delivery, and they take care of the paperwork for you. So if you have Medicare and need help for your back, ankle, knee, or shoulder, guess what? Give the Health Alert Hotline a call, toll free, 1-800-428-1570. 1-800-428-1570. You can qualify for a back or knee brace or a shoulder brace for little or no charge. 1-800-428-1570. The Health Alert Hotline, 1-800-428-1570.
All right, welcome back to the show, Fifth Street Soccer Sports Byline USA Radio Network. I'm Nick Geber, talking with Andrew Geber about the Champions League draw, which took place today. And I was mentioning prior to the break the unique opportunity this presents with the slow speed that some of the offshore sports books and some of the local casinos here. And again, if you're in an area of the U.S. where sports betting has just been legalized, you'll find some of these lines don't move quite as fast as they do in other locations. But certainly if you look at, for example, at the offshore books, you will see that the lines are slow to move. And that's good for you because last time I looked, Manchester City were favorites to win the Champions League. And I apologize to everyone. I'm talking and trying to look something up at the same time, which is never great radio. But here we go. Let's go through the groups and let's take a look at the odds for the futures odds for winning the Champions League and see how that works out. So let's start off with Group A, where there are 4 teams: Atletico Madrid, Dortmund, Monaco, and Club Brugge from Belgium. Now, I would suggest that Group A is one of the weaker groups in the Champions League, but not necessarily because of Atletico. They are Atletico. I would not say Atletico Madrid are a weak team. They're a very, very good team. They're currently Europa League holders. They're very well coached, and they would love to win this season because the final is in their stadium. But they've reached the finals 3 times. They won the UEFA Super Cup earlier this month, and they're definitely going to come out on top of this group. I would suggest Borussia Dortmund, who are a great team, not an excellent team. They're not an incredible team. They're a really good, solid, well-run, efficient, disciplined German team. That's kind of what you would expect. However, the other in this group, the other big question mark, of course, is Monaco. And you never quite know what you get with Monaco year in and year out. But I think this one's going to be Atletico Madrid and Dortmund 1 and 2. Andrew, how do you feel?
I mean, Monaco, they could come out of nowhere, and they are known for scoring buckets of goals. But I think Dortmund, at Dortmund specifically, if we're talking about who's coming in second, I think I agree with you. Atletico is going to come in first in that group. I think Dortmund-Monaco is going to be a dogfight, but I can definitely see Dortmund coming out ahead. I just think, how long ago did Monaco lose Mr. Mbappe? That was, about a year ago?
Yeah, a year or two ago, yeah.
I mean, they still have...
playing in the Liverpool's group, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, that's going to be a whole other thing. But, I mean, I see Atletico Dortmund, but don't be surprised if Monaco shows up and at least gets out of the group stages. I don't see them going much further than, the knockout stage.
Well, let's look at the next one, Group B, which is Barcelona, Tottenham, PSV Eindhoven, who come back in. By the way, Mark van Bommel is the coach at PSV Eindhoven. I don't know if you know that. This is a tough group. Tottenham, Inter, Barcelona, PSV. This is not an easy group. However, I thoroughly predict Barcelona will come out tops of this group with Tottenham second. And I'm not sure that's a given, by the way. I really like this Spurs team. They're doing very well in the Premier League. They're gelled. They're cohesive. They're effective. They're solid defensively. They're solid on the attacking side of the football as well. They've got an excellent goalkeeper in Hugo Lloris, who I like a lot. For me, Barcelona, a little long in the tooth, getting older. I don't think they're quite as good as they were during their heyday, but I still think they're going to have enough to edge out Tottenham and come top of this group. Having said that, Tottenham are, in my mind, 1 or 2 injuries away from having some problems because of depth issues. So we will see as the grind of the season continues, of the Premier League season, and the added effect of having these midweek Champions League games, how that's going to affect Spurs. Is their depth going to be a question here? Are they going to suffer injuries? If they don't, if they stay fit, if they stay sharp, this should be Barcelona 1, Tottenham 2, one would imagine. But again, there's always room for an upset here. I just have a gut feeling if there's an upset here, it may be with Barcelona. I'm not sure it's going to be with Spurs. Don't get me wrong. They're going to come out number 1. If I had to place a punt on this, I had to have a little wager, I would do that. Barcelona, Spurs. However, I wouldn't fall off the back of my chair in horror or shock if they were not to get out of the group in first place. Just a thought. Not making any dire predictions. Group C. This is a terrific group, folks. This is the one with Liverpool in it. But this has PSG, okay, Kylian Mbappe, Edison Cavani, Neymar in this group, Liverpool, my team obviously, who got to the final of the Champions League last season. Absolutely terrific team. Napoli. I mean, they are one of the great resurgent Italian teams in football, and they are absolutely terrific. And a team, and I'm just going to ask you this question here. Crvena Zvezda. Do you know what that is, Andrew?
No idea.
That is Red Star Belgrade. And they won the Champions League. Did you know that? I want to say it was... I tell you what, this is going from memory now. So you can look it up while I'm talking. 98? Red Star Belgrade, 1998? Let's see how good my memory is. Or 1999. It was a lot more recent than you might think.
I'm still looking.
I'm pretty sure that was it. Although, I tell you what, why don't I look it up while you look it up here? That way we can both do it at the same time. Red Star Belgrade. I know
1990, 1991.
Oh, 1991. I thought it was 89. 1991. Yeah, that's when they won the Champions League. Which, if you're old as the hills as I am, is like just yesterday. But if you're new to football in the last 20 years, 15 years, it seems like it was a long time ago. But we talk a lot on this show about the ebbs and flows of football, and how you have cycles, and there was a cycle when teams like Red Star Belgrade were very, very dominant, and there was a time when Inter Milan and AC Milan were very, very dominant teams. There was a time when Liverpool won the league all the time. It wasn't the Premier League. So things change, and it's nice to see. I'll use their proper name here to make a mishmash of it. Crvena Zvezda back in the Champions League. Welcome back to our Serbian champions. We'll face off against Liverpool, Napoli, and PSG. Look, I'm going to suggest that the betting logic would be PSG going to come out tops number 1 and Liverpool second. However, don't count out Napoli. Please. Napoli are fully capable of some upsets here, but for me, not just because I'm a Liverpool supporter, I think Liverpool are going to come out on top here. Liverpool 1, PSG 2. That's how I see it. You can disagree with me. You can accuse me of being, a guy that's speaking from passion and not from brain. But in point of fact, I am speaking from brain. That's how I think it's going to work out.
I think that's a tough one to call, but I would agree. I just think Liverpool, I think, are the more well-rounded team. The question here, though, is going to come down to depth. I mean, will Liverpool be able to sustain a tough group campaign? Napoli can take points off any team in this group. PSG, Liverpool, Red Star Belgrade. It's if you had to bet on it, I'd take Liverpool first. I just think the style of play is I don't know. I mean, this team just came off the finals,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And they added, you know, PSG just don't seem like a team that's going to win the Champions League.
No, they don't. I agree with you. You know why? Because I think they have 3 big players, and I think the rest of the squad is below par.
They have some decent squad.
No, they do.
Players.
No, they do.
I mean, I don't want to call them squad players. I mean, they still have Thiago Silva.
Oh no, please! They've got a great team. Don't
yeah.
get me wrong. But what I'm suggesting is that if you take a look at if you have to rate the average player on the team, I would say their average is going to be lower than Liverpool. If you same thing, you can look at Napoli. If you look at their top player, who will be Lorenzo Insigne. I'm sorry for botching the Italian names. Please forgive me. Terrific player. I mean, really one to watch. And they do have some great players. They got Koulibaly as a terrific player. They've got Yunus, who's another great player. I mean, they've got lots of good players on this team. Of course, Marek Hamsik, the captain. So they've got good teams on Napoli, but I don't think they're top to bottom as good as PSG or Liverpool. PSG, Liverpool will get out. I say Liverpool 1, PSG 2.
I think the big difference here, before we move on, is the manager. I think the big difference here is the style of play, the manager, how well it gels. I mean, the teams here are, you know, there's very little between them individually. I don't think there's a huge gap of individual talent here on either squad if we're talking between PSG and Liverpool. I just think Klopp's style of play is better, and I think Liverpool are going to win. I think they're going to win draw one against PSG, whatever. I think Liverpool comes out of this group. Klopp is going to be the X factor in this one. I think the way that they play is just better. It's just better.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, you've got Thomas Tuchel, the German who manages PSG. Of course, you've got Carlo Ancelotti, who manages Napoli. And you have Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. So it's going to be fascinating. It's going to be a bunch of big managers, kind of big manager battles. By the way, I don't know who manages Red Star Belgrade. When we come back, I'll tell you. Don't go anywhere.
Good luck to them.
Mystery
Good luck
Soccer.
to that guy.
I'm pretty handy around the house, but now that I have kids, I don't want to spend
you're clear.
installing a toilet or fixing an air conditioner. But thankfully, there's HomeAdvisor. HomeAdvisor helps me find the best home pros in my area to handle any kind of project. You can read reviews of the pros, check their availability, and even book appointments online. And what my wife loves most is that HomeAdvisor is completely free to use.
Go to HomeAdvisor.com or download the free app to get started.
I'm Ryan Burke. I'm the head cider maker at Angry Orchard, and we're in Brittany, France. I wanted to make Angry Orchard rosé cider out of my love for rosé wine. We came here and found these red-fleshed apples. It's a really rare fruit. The apple brings a right, refreshing, natural taste to the cider and a deep, nice pink rosé hue. Our rosé is a little bit less sweet. It's got a really nice balance for any occasion. It's a really refreshing drink.
Angry Orchard Cider Company, Walden, New York. Drink responsibly.
It has been said that everyone has a book in them. But do you have the time or the ability to write your book? Maybe you picked up some skills or had a life experience that you want to pass on in the form of a book to help others. Maybe you want to leave an autobiography for your family. Or maybe you've built a successful business and you want to share your story. At Dorrance Publishing Company, we have professional writers who can help turn your book idea into a finished manuscript quickly and affordably. A Dorrance ghostwriter can provide as much or as little help as you need to complete your book. You'll work directly with your ghostwriter to finish your book faster than you ever could on your own. It's easy to become a published author. Call Dorrance now to learn more. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. 800-485-6003. Call right now. That number is 800-485-6003.
If you are age 85 or younger,
Call to learn more about final expense plans from a licensed agent in the Angel Care Network. The average funeral now costs over $10,000. Are you at risk of leaving loved ones to help pay your debts? A final expense policy for seniors can pay up to $30,000 for funeral and other final expenses. You don't need a medical exam, and you can have lifetime coverage, and the policy cannot be canceled. To receive free information about final expense plans from a licensed agent in the Angel Care Network, call now. You'll also receive information about a free prescription discount card just for calling in. Agents are standing by.
Call 800-508-5774. 800-508-5774. 800-508-5774. Call now. That's 800-508-5774.
All right, folks, so the UEFA Champions League draw was today. We're going through the groups, talking about who we see coming out, seeing how that affects the betting odds, should you want to place a small wager on the outcome of the Champions League. I don't have the odds yet for the group stages, for who's going to get out of the groups. When we get those, which probably, I mean, I would think they're probably out in Europe, and I haven't, to be fair, fired up my European sportsbook numbers yet. I've been looking at some of the offshore ones here in the US and some of the casinos, so I don't have the odds yet for who's going to get out of the group. So we're giving you our picks. We will go through the futures bet, though, for the winner of the Champions League, so that we can see how that is affected by the groups. 800-878-PLAY, 800-878-PLAY. I'm Nick Geber, along with Andrew, here on the Sports Byline USA Radio Network, SB Nation Radio. Right here, we're at Facebook /Fifth Street Sports Talk. We're at Fifth Street Sports on Twitter. We're at youtube.com/Fifth Street Sports. We do simulcast this radio show on video. If you'd like to see us in all our glory, I promise you that I am fully dressed at all times. And of course on the web, fifthstreetsports.com, where I'm also fully dressed at all times. So there we go. No Me Too moment for any of you out there. Let's go back to the groups, shall we? As we visited the last group, which was Group D, which was, Group C, which was PSG, Napoli, Liverpool, Red Star, Belgrade. We pick Liverpool, PSG to come out in that order. The next group is a really, really fun group. You've got the runners-up from Germany from last season, Schalke. You've got Porto, who've actually won the Champions League of the four teams. They're the only one that's actually won the Champions League recently. That was Porto. I remember that.
Out of those four teams? Yeah,
yes.
It was Mourinho, right?
And who was the manager, Andrew?
Mourinho.
That's right,
Yeah.
Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
That was sort of the thing that put Mourinho on the map. That made him the pain in the arse for everyone that he is. But isn't he fun? But also we've got the Russian champions, Lokomotiv Moscow, and Galatasaray from Turkey, where we were just talking about Loris Karius playing for them now, the former Liverpool goalkeeper. So why is this interesting? Well, Schalke, they're the runners-up in the Bundesliga, and one would think they're going to come out of this group tops. However, Porto last season, I think they got beat 5-0 by Liverpool in the group stages, if I'm not mistaken, or in the knockout stage. Did they get beat round of 16? They did. They lost 5-0 at home at the Estadio de Dragao. 5-0. I remember that match. They got whomped by Liverpool, if that's a word. So I don't know about Porto. I'm not sure exactly, how that team has improved that much. Probably not that much. So Schalke, sure, should come out on top. But, we've seen a resurgence in Russian football. With the World Cup being there, the Russian team did really well. Some of these Russian teams are actually quite good. They generally fly under the radar, particularly for us here in the U.S., because they don't really get any coverage here. I might not be shocked or horrified if Schalke comes out first and either Lokomotiv Moscow and Galatasaray come out second. That would not be, for me, a huge upset. Anything could happen there. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I would totally agree. I mean, just don't keep your eyes off. Keep your eyes on Lokomotiv Moscow. This is a fun group, like you said. I think all the teams in here relatively close as it relates to their chances when it comes to actually getting far in this thing. So it'll definitely be a dogfight. This is going to be an interesting group. I think Schalke comes out top, though. Second in the Bundesliga last year. Just a good team. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Group E. I mean, this is crazy, right? You got Bayern Munich, who were the top-seeded team in this group, obviously. I mean, if you are, it doesn't matter who you are. If you were the number one seed and you're thinking, if you're praying, oh Lord, give me an easy group. Oh Lord, give me an easy group. Oh Lord, please Lord, give me an easy group. Well, bam. Guess what? This is, I think, the biggest cakewalk group in the draw. You've got Bayern Munich, you've got Benfica, Ajax, and AEK Athens, the Greek champion. So one would think that Bayern Munich will obviously become first. One would think that probably Benfica, they got a lot of Champions League experience. But, Ajax, they went all the way to the Europa League final in, was it last year?
Was it last year? I'll double check.
Double check that. I think in 2017 they did. They made it all the way to the Europa League final. And I want to say the team is largely unchanged. I will have Andrew check that as I speak. Because
2017, Ajax lost in the final to United 2-0.
That's right. That's right. 2017. That is correct. My memory's not all that bad, Andrew. So it's Erik ten Hag. He's the coach of Ajax. I like Ajax for second of this. I'll tell you why. We saw this with France in the World Cup. They went to the finals of the Euros at home. They got blown out, if you remember that. Then they make it to the finals at the World Cup and they win. That experience of having got to the last round of the big show, even though the Europa League is not the Champions League, and one can make the same argument for Liverpool, by the way, is invaluable. It steels a team to the rigors and hardships and mental hardships that come up in tournament football. For that reason, and that reason only, and a lot of people like AEK Athens, by the way, to come out second, they had an almost fairy tale run through the playoffs. I mean, they knocked Celtic out of the playoffs with our friend Brendan Rodgers.
Yeah.
I wondered if he opened any envelopes with anyone's names in there. So, by the way, wish him the best. He kind of had a rough time there. But I would imagine, for me, I'm going to say Bayern Munich 1, and I'm going to say Ajax 2. That's how I'm going to say it.
Last year, and by the way, they went to the final 2 years ago, 2016-2017. So not last season, but the season before. Last season, they got knocked out in the playoff. They didn't even play the full tournament.
Right.
Ajax.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know.
Athens?
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Benfica come out.
Benfica, I think Benfica are awful. But okay. All right, well, we'll have a little small wager on that. We'll have a little punt on that.
Yeah, I mean, but we don't know. I can't.
Well, Benfica plus 8,000 to win the whole Champions League.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's.
By the way, they have better odds to win than Monaco.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if the odds mean anything, I can. If now, bear
like
with
Athens
me here.
are plus 45,000.
Oh wow.
45.
Yeah.
4,500 to 1.
I can't say I know enough about Athens to really make a call on it, but Benfica is a club that consistently is in the Europa League and the Champions League and playing in the European tournaments. No matter how bad they may be considered, I don't know. Keep an eye on Benfica. I mean, they may be terrible, they may be okay, they may be great.
All right. Well, I'm going to say, as I said, Ajax are going to go out with. They're going to go through with Bayern Munich. Okay, that's my pick. That is what I said, right? Okay, let's go to the next one. Another group. If you were Man City and you were praying, oh, give me an easy group, give me an easy group, oh, Lord, give me an easy group. Oh, Lord, we beseech thee. Please give us an easy group. Bam. Man City get Shakhtar Donetsk, although they're owned by Shake Your Booty, so that probably wasn't quite the prayer that was being made. Man City, Shakhtar Donetsk, Lyon, and Hoffenheim. And there's a reason that Man City are currently the favorites to win the Champions League. Can you believe that, by the way? Man City are the favorites to win the Champions League. They are currently plus 450, 4.5 to 1 to win the Champions League. Juventus are the next, Barcelona the next, PSG, Bayern Munich, and then Real Madrid to make it 4 in a row, which would be unheard of. But you never know with that team, do you? I know Cristiano Ronaldo's really affected the odds there, by the way, but that's a topic for another day. Man City, they have got a lovely group. They will ease through in first place here. Shakhtar Donetsk, they did beat City last year, but I don't think they're going to be too worried about Shakhtar or Lyon or Hoffenheim. This is both their first appearances in the group stages, and I think City are going to go largely unbeaten in the group stages. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of drama in here. I'd say this is going to be Shakhtar Donetsk going out 2 and Man City 1. Andrew?
Yeah. Yeah. City definitely takes the group.
All right.
Yeah. I think Shakhtar Donetsk definitely make a... yeah. I agree.
And if you're CSKA Moscow and Victoria Pilsen, which sounds like a delicious beer, doesn't it? I'll have a Victoria Pilsen, please.
Yeah.
But it's not. You certainly didn't want to be joining a group with two quarterfinalists from last year, a semi-finalist from last year.
Semi-finalist and a finalist. Or in the winner?
No, semi-finalist, yeah, and a winner, yeah. Real Madrid and Roma. You didn't want that because, folks, that's how this... we don't have to talk a lot here. That's how this one's going to come out. 1 and 2, Real Madrid and Roma. 1 and 2 in that order. Group H, Juve, Man United, Valencia, and Kevin Spacey's favorite team, Young Boys, the Swiss teams. For me, the old lady of Italian football will be coming out number 1 here. I like Juve. Come out on top. Here's my surprise, though, folks. Don't hate me for this. Don't send me hate mail. Valencia going to come second. And look, Juve have Cristiano Ronaldo. He's a proven winner. They were a great team to begin with. They're a better team now. Their resurgence in Italian football is complete. They got confidence. They're well coached. This is a really good team. And fun to watch, by the way. I'm a big fan of Juve's. Big fan of Napoli's, too, by the way. Valencia are strong, well coached, and don't have any of the problems that Man United has. And I think if Man United were any other year, had a couple other players in there, were better defensively, I would say be Juve and Man U. I don't think Man U get out of the group, folks. For me, this is Juve and Valencia. Agree?
I would agree. I just think there's too much turmoil at Old Trafford right now, and well, I'm assuming that's unless they all of a sudden win every game up until the group stages. I don't see right now. I don't see United getting anywhere above third in that group.
Right, and remember, United's record against Spanish opponents is terrible.
Yeah.
Was it Sevilla punked them out last time?
I'm not sure. I'd have to double check.
I think it was. Yeah.
Well, Sevilla punked Liverpool a few years ago.
Yeah. Sevilla knocked Man United out of the last 16.
But I mean, there's just no real issues, on the same level as what's going on at United.
Look, we talk about Spanish football, but I just want to be clear. There are some good teams: Valencia, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, obviously, Barcelona. These are great teams, but they are really shining in the European tournaments for a lot of reasons, and we can talk about those reasons another time. But Juve 1, Valencia 2. That's how we see it. So those are our picks. We'll be continuing to look at them as we get closer to the kickoff of the group stages. But again, the draw was today. So let's run down quickly. Man City are the favorites at plus 450. Juve plus 650. Andrew, I don't mind that bet.
I think that's a good bet to take. Picking up Ronaldo, proven winner, still great. Still one of the best out there. Arguably the best, some would say. Definitely a good bet.
Well, how about this one? How about Tottenham? A plus 25 to 1.
Wow.
There's some nice bets. We're going to look at them in detail. We'll analyze them. We won't do it today. Maybe we'll touch on it tomorrow. I believe we have Nick Webster on tomorrow. So be sure to tune in. This is Fifth Street Soccer on the Sports Byline USA SB Nation Radio Networks. We are talking about the Champions League draw, which happened today, taking a look at the groups, taking a look at some of the early odds for futures to win the Champions League. We'll continue on the other side of the break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
You're clear.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from Resort Release, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get rid of their expensive timeshares. Once you've made that decision to get rid of your timeshare for any reason, Resort Release is offering a Better Business Bureau accredited way to legally get rid of your timeshare, guaranteed. We guaranteed to get rid of your timeshare payments permanently. Even if you've tried another company to get rid of your expensive timeshare, call now and see if we can help you. At Resort Release, you don't pay anything until you're ready. If you're ready to learn how to permanently get rid of your costly timeshare, make this complimentary free call right now.
800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. 800-598-0539. That's 800-598-0539.
If you or someone you love suffers from drug addiction, now is the time to utilize your private health insurance PPO plan. If eligible, receive up to $30,000 or more in substance abuse benefits with low or no out-of-pocket cost. We are the National Treatment Network, the premier drug and alcohol treatment referral service operating 24/7. We help connect you with facilities nationwide that accepts PPO private health insurance for substance abuse. If you have PPO substance abuse coverage and you need immediate admittance to a medical detox or residential rehab treatment center, call us now. Call our live referral helpline today. The call is free. This program is not available to Medicare or Medicaid customers.
Call 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. That's 800-296-1252.
Do you have Medicare and do you use a CPAP machine? This is a national healthcare alert regarding your CPAP supplies. Using a clean CPAP mask and clean supplies is important to staying healthy. The best way to make sure your CPAP equipment is clean is to get new supplies. If you have Medicare, we have great news. Medicare will pay for you to have new clean supplies every 90 days. We'll even do all the paperwork for you to make sure that there's little to no out-of-pocket cost to you. And you don't even have to leave your home. We provide free in-home delivery. So if you're a CPAP user and you have Medicare, staying healthy with new CPAP equipment is easy. Just make this free phone call right now to get started.
Call the CPAP hotline now. 800-430-4234. 800-430-4234. That's 800-430-4234. Copays and deductibles apply. Supplies are replaced in accordance with Medicare guidelines.
All right, and we're back on Fifth Street Soccer on the Sports Byline USA SB Nation Radio Network. It is great to be with you today as we have spent our time looking at the group stages of the Champions League as they were decided today. And we are looking forward to a terrific Champions League season. I certainly know that I am. It's going to be really a lot of fun. So stay tuned to us here on Fifth Street Soccer because we'll be covering the Champions League in detail as we do the Premier League. And we are with you each and every weeknight from 6 p.m. Pacific time. That's 9 p.m. Eastern for the full hour. 5 days a week, bringing you the best in global football. Lots of discussions. I'm getting lots of questions from people about the Premier League. We will give you our full slate of Premier League picks and previews and values. And if you're going to bet, we're going to tell you how to do that tomorrow for the Premier League. So we'll give our picks. And there's some terrific Premier League matches coming up for this weekend. So we're really excited to get into those in detail with you because some of them are going to be absolutely mouth-watering. Some of these fixtures. And it has been a really fun Premier League season so far, but enjoy it because we're going to have a break after this week in the Premier League, and then we are going to pick up this just absolutely god-awful international break. And a new tournament, the UEFA Nations Cup, which is a way of dressing up boring international friendlies and making more money out of them, which is something that Charlie Stilitano and company have made an art form out of. Maybe they're just learning it now at UEFA. So that's what we're going to get into tomorrow, the Premier League, the last week before the international break. So be sure to tune in to us tomorrow right here on this very station that you're listening to us. By the way, if you're listening to us on an affiliate of the sports station of the Sports Byline USA or SB Nation radio networks, be sure to tune in tomorrow. You can also find us on Facebook, on Twitter. We're on Twitter. We're on YouTube. That's Fifth Street Sports. Just do a search for it. And also, I want to invite our men and women in uniform listening to us on American Forces to tune in tomorrow. Same time, same place, same channel. Love doing this. Real glad you could be with us today. I want to thank Andrew for participating on the show. Scott in San Francisco, flying the mothership. And, of course, all the other fine people at Sports Byline and SB Nation. Until tomorrow, folks, I'm Nick Eber. Have a great evening.
You're clear. Nice show, guys. Excellent job.
Thanks a lot.
Okay, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.
USA Radio News.
For USA Radio News, I'm Robin Walensky. President Trump holding a patriotic red